Okay, guys. Hello. It's nice to be here with you again. Okay, we're going to see how this works. I haven't done a live video in a while, so I forgot how to do it. So I think this is working. So tell me hello if you can hear me, if you are... Okay, someone said hi, so cool. Okay, so we have audio. That's a good thing. All right, guys, so I just thought I would go live today to chat with you about some life updates and then also to hear from you, hear how things are going, prayer requests. If you, I don't know, if you want to say something or have a question for us. Ryan's probably going to pop in about 15 minutes and say hi and kind of talk about his channel. And we're going to talk about a trip we just went on. So we'll just get started. So I can't even tell how many people are here. Probably should look. Looks like 3 people are here. So how do you say that? BB Uis? I'm probably totally butchering that, but hello back. Okay, so this is probably the last time I'll be able to go live at this time of day because it is really hard on my family to go live like this. I didn't realize. Oh, there's everybody's hello. Hello, everybody. Oh, it's Brooke. Hi, Brooke. And we're going to be talking about the new community. So I'm excited for Brooke to be here because she's a member. And I just want to talk about, what's been going on in there. In case you are thinking about joining, but you haven't quite taken the plunge yet. It's been so much fun. I've been loving it. So, and I'm hoping that it's a blessing to everybody else who has joined so far. And tomorrow we're doing a live rosary for an end-abortion. So I'm really excited for that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Apparently I'm supposed to be talking about the books I'm reading. And of course I have no books. So the first book that I'm reading that I wanted to talk to you guys about was The Searching for and Maintaining Peace by Father Jacques Philippe. And if you've read it, give me a high five or a hands up or whatever in the comments. But this book, I have to read it. I just read it a couple pages, sometimes at night, sometimes during my morning prayer, and it always just hits home. And last night, for example, it was talking about, I'll just share this real fast. It was talking about growing in virtue versus growing. So God is love, right? And so a lot of times when we get to a good place in our spiritual life, we're like, okay, well, we want to root out vice and grow in virtue. But we kind of chase perfection as in, am I doing or not doing, these things? And it's kind of a check the box kind of mentality, or at least that's where it can go with me. But God is love. And so when God says, Jesus says, be perfect as, my Father in heaven is perfect, he's actually talking about be love. And love has 3 different levels. It has, and I'm going to get to your guys' comments after I finish my thought. So I'm excited to see some more people are popping in and saying hello. But there's 3 levels to love, right? There's love of God. And this is really hard for, I think, women in particular, there's love of ourselves. And then we can love others as ourselves. And that's actually a quote from St. Augustine. I butchered it, but that's the general idea, is that you love God. And then there's this piece that we're really terrible at, or a lot of us are, where we need to love ourselves in order to love our neighbor as ourselves. And it was just and then the last part I read this morning from that book, Searching for and Maintaining Peace, it talked about how we can have this anxiety that comes when we want to be perfect, in our doings. No, you're not ready. Not ready for you yet.
I'm just sitting down. I'm just sitting down. I don't want to.
Ryan's in the room now.
I'm getting impatient, sitting around waiting in silence.
But now I've lost my train of thought. So the idea is that a lot of times there's this anxiety that comes from wanting to be perfect, and those thoughts in our heads that can really, trigger bad behavior from us. And so I was telling Ryan earlier that, a lot of times when I snap at him or the kids, I've already heard myself snap at myself for 10 minutes about the thing before I finally lose it and it spills out. And so anyway, there's so much I could say, but it was just that little bit of that book, really, just had this huge, profound impact. So that's the book I'm reading. I really suggest that you read it if you need peace at all in your life, and with the current events and things like that, which I think we'll bring Ryan on for the current events section, because you know more than I do. Anyway, whatever. So It's a really good book. I'm also, what am I doing? I just finished Anne of Green Gables. That was like a for fun read. So that was really nice. And I'm reading all sorts of other books, but I guess that's all I want to say. So searching for maintaining peace. I do want to share, which I guess is kind of a current event, but I no longer have affiliate links for Amazon. I have completely 100% cut off Amazon from my life. Except that I need to use my last Audible credit and then I can cancel them. But if you guys don't know, they've come out and said that they're going to pay for up to $4,000 for their employees to travel out of states to procure the A word, if need be. If I'm trying to like talk in code because I don't want to like whatever, it's fine. In case Roe versus Wade is overturned, which we are praying for. That's what we're doing for tomorrow. But so it's just important to, I mean, it was kind of like the final draw with Amazon. We all know Amazon was like a total, it promotes all the things. But this was like a last straw because it was very, very public and very, very much like we support abortion. So I'm done with Amazon. Those affiliate links that I have anywhere else are dead. I just went in and I deleted all my affiliate accounts. Like I get nothing from them now. So it's very freeing and God has really blessed me in that decision. So I really encourage you to also step away from Amazon if you're able to. But that's what I was going to say. So books, from now on, books will always be linked through Catholic Company or Tan Books or just their general, whatever their publisher is, whether or not I get an affiliate compensation. Okay. Oh, let's talk about the community a little bit, and then we're going to talk about homeschooling, and then I'll bring Ryan in. So the community, like I said, is going really, really well. If you are a member of the community, just like write in the comment box, community. What are you doing? And so what's going on over there, it's just really fun. It's like once a month. So we had our launch, and it was so fun because we're doing it through Zoom, and it's just, we all get to hang out and people raise their hands and join and chat with each other. And it's like so fun. And we did it for like a whole hour last time, and it's like 9 p.m. my time. So it's pretty late in the evening, but it's so fun. And, every day I'm now posting about the bucket. So I weave together the bucket system, which is like your vocation and marriage, with Fly Lady. So like, for example, today is Wednesday, and in the Fly Lady world, it's like desk day, like you're planning and you're, I think the original day is anti-procrastination day, but it's, no, stop tapping. But it's, but in A Better Life with Kat, who's the Fly Lady system I follow, today is desk day. And so I paired that with homeschooling day so that while you're planning at your desk and budgeting and meal planning and doing all those things, you also can take time to think about your homeschool, or if you're not homeschooling, then the curriculum. Sorry, the lighting just got really strange. Okay, so Brooke's saying the community, and it's awesome. I will get to questions in just a minute. And Katie also says the community is such a blessing in my life already. Lindsay says community is so fun. So you guys, if you are in the community, just share like what you're finding value in there. Okay, I do have a question about the community. I'll put that in there. So K.A. is it Thorne? I don't have my glasses on. I have a question about your community. I'm a single Catholic woman, never married, never found the right guy, 58 years old. Would your community be appropriate for me? That's a good question. So it's geared towards the vocation of marriage. And so a lot of it is regarding all the things that kind of come with the vocation of marriage. So I'm not sure. You can certainly, give it a try, join for $5 a month and see if there's things in there that bless you. We do talk about the faith, but the buckets, I don't have my bucket. Oh yeah. So there's handouts like this in the community as well, like PDFs. Sorry, you can't see. There's like the lighting's all exposed. So your relationship with God and your relationship with yourself, those two things would be things that could apply to anybody, but marriage, parent-child, meal planning and homemaking also, it is geared towards women who are married or discerning marriage. So I guess I would say you technically could still get married at 58 years old. So if you're open to the vocation of marriage, I would say it's more so geared towards people who are either married or in the vocation of marriage. Heather says, loving the new community. Michelle says, part of the community, and it has been a blessing in my life. Thank you, Laura. God bless you. This is so sweet. So So every day I post about, you know, how Fly Lady correlates with my bucket system. And then Fridays I do a little short, it's supposed to be a short video, kind of touching base on something I've seen in the community that needs like a verbal response. So anyway, there's a lot of activity and a lot of interaction with me and the other members. And so if you're thinking about joining, then it is only $5 a month. And today is the last day to join at the $50 for the year rate for a while. The next sale is probably not going to happen until like a back to school special because there's going to probably be a lot of homeschool dialogue going on in the fall, I imagine, and probably throughout the summer. Okay, so that was the community. I just wanted to plug it and just get some comments from other people. And it is meant just for women. So if you're a man, I'm sorry. But, you know, I'm sure there's other, I guess like Patrick Coffin has a community. I don't know what it's like, but there's that option. Okay, let's see what else we're talking about. Oh, and then homeschool-wise, so this coming year, we're going full Charlotte Mason in our homeschool, like 100%. And we've joined something called the CMEC, which is the Charlotte Mason Education Center. And it's run by, it started by Amy Snell, who is Catholic. It's not a Catholic curriculum. It's very much Charlotte Mason, who was an Anglican? I always say it wrong. Anglican Protestant. But there are ways to supplement some of the things to make it more Catholic, because obviously, like, they have, their religion is just Bible study, and we have so much more in the Catholic faith regarding our religion besides simply scripture. And so we've had to really expand out the saints, early church fathers, catechesis, studying the mass, hymns, prayer. Well, they do cover hymns, prayers. If you're at the liturgical at mass, you know, learning responses in Latin. And so I have to kind of build out my own for that. But otherwise, everything else, and of course history, I guess, a little bit too. But it's such a blessing because the CMEC is so much more than just you know, a book list, like Modern Omnibus or Ambleside Online. It's a whole community. There's training videos, there's like contacts for your form to ask questions. It's so rich. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to share that with you as I go through that journey next year. Hopefully to share a little bit on YouTube about how that all goes. Okay, Ryan, you look like you're bored. You want to come join me?
I'm
Come
fine.
on. Come on.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I only plan on talking for 30 minutes, so let me see. Let me read some comments real fast while we're waiting. Okay, so people said hello.
Not over all your stuff.
So cool. So Naz says hello. Davis says hello. Amanda says you're awesome. Love you. Corey says hi. Laura Protestant here. Appreciate your content. That's so sweet, Corey. Are you thinking about becoming Catholic? Emily says hi. Murphy says hi. Tim says hi. Keep up the good work. David says, I'm Catholic here. I went to confession and received communion on Divine Mercy Sunday, so I feel so clean that day. Yeah, that was a really incredible day. So that's awesome that you're able to do that. Let's see. I'm doing well. There's that question we talked about. I think I might be caught up, you guys. Whoa, what did I just do? Hold on. Just did something crazy. Here we go. Yeah, and then some talk about the community. Haley's here. Hi, Haley. And, all right, I think we're up. I think we're caught up. So,
All right.
hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I want you to talk. You're welcome. I want you to talk about. Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
I want you to talk about your video that you just put up.
The one I just
About the face.
put up,
I want you to encourage
like,
people.
about a week or two ago when I finished, is, hang on, is whatever you're doing in the door over there, can you please stop?
I didn't know if you were doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
go. No, it's okay. I'll see you in a few minutes. It's like 10
I
minutes.
ruined my paintbrush because it's all.
I will help you.
I'll help you in a bit, bud. Okay, so have some patience, please, okay?
He just got a brand new paintbrush and he said he's from it. What's fun?
I was saying, so the video that I just did, okay, I titled it Behind the Veil.
Yeah.
Because for the last, over 2 years, especially here in Europe, we've all been veiled. Like a bunch of banditos. And it has, from the moment it started when we were in Fort Sill when it
Yeah.
started. And I bucked the system wherever I could, and it was easy to do in Oklahoma.
You bucked the system?
I bucked
Yeah.
the system wherever I could. It was easy to do in Oklahoma, and it was even easy to do at Fort Sill for the time that we were still there.
Yeah.
Because I just wouldn't do it. It broke my heart. It hurt to do it. It was like, well, I mean, you see the video and all the reasons
Yeah,
why.
just tell them why they should watch the video.
But it hasn't, and it just recently stopped here in Germany. And it was
Yeah.
something that I been trying to get around to doing for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I finally just did it, and I thought the timing was like too late. You know, it's all pretty much over in the United States, but it's not, because the federal government is still trying to fight to bring it all back,
Yeah.
especially on transportation. And you know, the next time that there's a cold or flu season and they want to scare everybody into their own control, they're going to just do it again,
Right.
because they've done it every time. As soon as it tailors down, then they crank up
I
the juice again.
expect to have masks back in the fall.
Especially here in Germany.
Yeah,
So
especially here.
I always wondered, why isn't there enough Catholics out there making the theological argument that this is diabolic in nature, and this inverts a
Yeah.
lot of what we know about being Christian and being made in the image and likeness of God. And I started doing research, and I could find a whole lot of Protestants that were making really good arguments.
Yeah.
But it was like crickets in the Catholic realm. But I had to search earlier. I'd find stuff from like 2018, 2016
So
of
before
theology
that-
of the face.
Mhm.
And so I just kept going down that rabbit hole and pulling out as much resources and stuff as I could. And I made that video.
Yeah.
And
So-
so it's basically an argument for theology of the face and how it's antithetical to living a good Christian life, to having to cover our faces from each other.
Yeah. So it's a really good video. Like, I literally cried twice while watching it, and I was not ready to cry. I couldn't believe I was crying. But it just, Ryan puts a lot of like artistic time and energy into his videos. So it's like, what do you call your channel? Like kind of like this motivation, is like Catholic man motivation. Or
I
don't
would
know.
call it like just trying. My purpose is just to try to inspire spiritual warfare within a Catholic, within Catholic men and women too, but
It means like warfare in such of like taking up our arms against.
trying to inspire them to
demons.
take up the arms in prayer and spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We got that awesome book over there, Dominion, just staring at me. But that's kind of like, it reminds me of Father Howland a little bit. But, so anyway, if you haven't checked out Ryan's video channel, it's called Reclaiming the Sword, and it's really good. It's still really tiny, so go subscribe if you haven't already. But it's, like I said, he puts a lot of energy into these, and his videos have gotten more, I would say, artistic and intriguing as you go.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do all of them that way, but most of them will probably end up being that way because I've gotten comfortable with it. But it also takes a lot of energy out of me.
It's a lot of time.
Once I'm done,
It's a lot of time with it after, yeah. Okay, so, and then before we get into like political talk, let's talk about our trip. Because the masks lifted.
Sort of, mostly.
Mostly.
They still got a lot of crazy people asking you to put it on.
They wouldn't let us go into the Porta Negra?
What is that?
The gate.
Oh, the gate. Yeah, there's a old Roman wall and gate there, and
Yeah.
we were required to wear masks inside of an open air ruin. So I was like, no, that's okay. I'll keep my dignity. See you later.
And then so at the Domtrier, which is like the cathedral, masks were recommended in the cathedral, but then in Mary's church, they were required. And so there was like this glass door and all these signs that say mask required. And you could see these beautiful stained glass windows and things, and I couldn't go into her chapel because I refused to put a mask back on.
Yeah. Chloe wanted to go.
Chloe really
she was like,
wanted to
let's
go.
just go. Let's just do it. And I had
Yeah.
half of mine just to follow my daughter's lead. But I honestly, I just didn't want to deal with the stress of being kicked and somebody asking me to leave a church. So
Yeah, I was gonna just put it on to get through the gate, and I told her I would put it on for her next time we go. Ryan's parents are coming. Oh my goodness, we're so excited! It's our first visitors, and my last Amazon order was like all these things, like an airbed and sheets and all these things. So I'm really excited about their visit, and we're gonna take them back to Trier because she's Catholic, so I want to take her to all the, maybe not Spire, because that was really disappointing, but Trier was cool. And we're going to take her on the Rhine and things. So it's really fun being able to do Germany, like, the way everyone has before Haley, you are rocking it right now. Before 2022.
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah. And, well, the cool thing about Trier was, so at the cathedral in Trier, they have the robe that was stripped off of Jesus and they cast lots for.
Yeah.
And it's in a case behind glass, and we knew it was there, but we thought it was going to be like behind a vault and we couldn't get to it because they said it's not out for the public viewing. But what we didn't understand is that every 10 years they take the robe out of the case. We didn't understand that you could go and view the case. And so...
Well, I had hoped we could.
Yeah, right. Well, we still didn't know where exactly it was, but we got in there, she beelined it and went straight to adoration.
I did.
I took a few pictures of some of the beautiful stuff that was in there, and then I saw she left adoration. I'm like, well, I want to go too, so I went and did my adoration real quick.
Yeah.
And then I come out, and she's watching all these people come in. There's all these nuns and
like full
in traditional habits,
yeah.
Priests in their
cassocks.
beautiful traditional cassocks,
yeah.
and all these laity and all the women have veils on,
yeah.
and of course Laura and Chloe got theirs on. So I'm like, what's going on? What is this? She's like, I don't know. I think they're going somewhere upstairs. Must be going to see the robe or something. And
yeah.
all I'm thinking is, well, my wife and daughter got veils on, and we'll blend in. So like, let's go. Come on. We just kind of flowed into the line with them.
We cut in line. Let's be honest.
Packed in there in this small room.
Yeah.
And in the middle was this case.
Yeah.
Behind glass, the big case. Like.
I'll put the video up on YouTube.
We all got in there, and they started singing prayers in Latin. Like real beautifully, perfectly, nobody was really off key or off tempo, and I got some of it on video.
Yeah.
I put it down after a minute because then I had to genuflect and stuff like that. But it was just such a blessing, like a gift. Like, here you go. And after it was all done, everyone got an opportunity to come up to the glass, and some people put their heads on it, their faces, or an item, and. When I touched the glass, my heart literally just went gunk, like really fast. Like, it was, I could feel my heart skip a beat. And it was just a wonderful experience for us, for the kids to have. It was a great gift.
Oh, it was just a gift.
It was so worth everything. We could have gone there and been disappointed with everything, but that was completely worth it. We weren't disappointed.
No, it was a great trip. Like, oh my goodness, the town square, and you guys in Trier, like, it's a Roman town, so that gate was like from the 300s, and then it was really Catholic for a long time. I don't know how Catholic it is now because I don't know. Germany just needs our prayers, but I don't know. It could be, but. There are almost in every building in this the square, which is like just so cool and European. There were like statues of Mary and Jesus and the saints, and I'm like, look at that, and it's like all these people. I don't think they knew. You're surrounded by holiness right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. It's also kind of tragic at the same time. It's like bittersweet about a lot of the villages throughout Europe. Is you will see all the Catholic influence throughout Europe, and they're mostly just ruins, or they're just pieces that people pretty much ignore now. Like when we went to Spire, and that church was completely stripped out
so
after 1969.
You couldn't even find Jesus.
It's not even used.
So hard.
I don't even think they use it.
No, they do.
They do.
They
it's completely stripped out.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there at all, and they put some funky demonic looking candle holder that they call the Holy Family. I don't remember the Holy Family being skeletons of crows and whatnot.
It was so creepy. It was kind of like, was at the Vatican, that big black thing, it was similar to that.
It was like a nuclear war or whatever. It was some stupid thing. Anyway, but you see that throughout Europe, and it's kind of sad because
the stripping you're talking about?
Well, the stripping and just kind of, everything has become part of like ruins, and it's just there now. It's not really part of the life. It's part of the cultural background, but it's not part of the life anymore. For a lot, because
only 6% of this country is Catholic or something.
Yeah, well, 90% of
Oh, there's an echo
East-
in my audio? Okay, let's see if I can do something.
Well, 90% of East Germans.
Is that better, Haley? Haley, tell me if that's better. Just for a second. It could have been that I had two audios capturing at the same time. That's terrible. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, anyway, the 90% of East Germans are atheists.
Okay.
And
Thank you, Sarah.
then, like, I don't know, I can't remember what the number is for here in West Germany, but it's really not all that
Sorry.
impressive either, because then, like, 40% of them don't even show up to church.
Yeah, like there's
So-
a bunch of Catholics, but they're like only, a few percent. Anyway, so, but the trip itself was amazing. The kids got like wooden swords and things, and I'm really sorry there was an echo, you guys.
Somebody just said it's better.
I know. I'm just apologizing
They
because
said
we
it's
said
way better.
I know, that's a bummer that it was so bad for a while. Okay. Should we see if there's any comments? Anyway, it's been amazing. What are we gonna do next? Chloe wants to go to the zoo. We have to figure out the zoo might be crazy
Yeah,
still.
they want to do mass too, even though the zoos are outdoors, but whatever.
Yeah.
People still drive around in their car by themselves with that stupid
It's
crap
like-
on their face.
I want to say it's like 80% of Germans are still masking, at least where we live.
It's starting to get a little better.
But it's very slowly getting better. It's just kind of crazy that it's I don't know. I guess I heard that happens in America in some places too. But we are just praying it doesn't come back. So Ryan's video, like I said, was kind of in line with all that. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything we need to comment. Oh, someone's from the Philippines or
Yeah.
fellow Filipinos. That's cool. I haven't been around in a long time. Well, hi, Diego. Let's see. Corey says, I'm considering Catholicism. Currently, I've been reading Catholic theology books since around April. Probably will be in RCIA in the fall. Corey, that's so exciting. My encouragement for you is go, even if you're like, I'm not sure yet, go to RCIA because the first 3 months or so are inquiry, and that is when you can ask your questions, when you can find out a lot. I'm going to plug that you want to find the most orthodox traditional Catholic church you can. So if you need help finding one, if you don't already have a parish, Ryan do you want to talk about yours?
If the church is a rotund-looking thing, just go to somewhere else, okay? Because the RCIA is going to be about your feel-goods. So
Yeah, you want something
That's
that's going
what
to
mine
talk
was.
about like what an Orthodox Catholic is. That includes, all the moral teachings. It includes all the things about babies and marriage and things like that. And it's going to also teach you like Mariology, and it's going to talk about like the hard things and the stumbling blocks or whatever. Like you want like a fully Catholic experience with RCIA. And obviously they can't teach you everything, but you can tell within the first couple of days if they're going to give you like a kumbaya Catholicism or if they're going to give you like a hard but like much more enriched Catholicism.
proper. Yeah,
And proper, yeah.
proper
Well,
one.
we can do that, take that too. Oh, good. Corey says there's a TLM near me. I would definitely like look into RCA through the TLM. And a lot of TLMs, they don't do RCA. It's more like one-on-one with the priest, which would be amazing. I just can't even imagine like having that kind of interaction with a priest like that. And Corey, are you baptized? So I'm just curious because I always like to talk to people about confession. But if you're not baptized, then baptism will knock that all out, which is amazing. Let's see. JS has just got to the live stream, probably off topic. What book would you recommend that focuses on the sacrament of penance or confession? I would read Preparation for Death by St. Louis de Why am I losing my thoughts? St.
Louis de
St.
Montfort.
Alphonsus
Saint
de
Alphonsus.
Liguori. Yeah, Preparation for Death. Because that book, the whole first, that is a funky bug. Is that inside?
Stay on topic.
Well, I'm just saying it's
It's called a stink bug. You'll be fine.
okay.
It's outside.
Anyway, sorry, bugs freak me out. So, that book's really good, but I don't have anything specific. Are you looking on your shelf to see if you have something?
Well, there's the Seven Deadly Sins one. It's kind of a good cliff note.
Okay, and then the Seven Deadly Sins. I can. Oh gosh, who wrote that book?
I don't remember.
It's on my bookshelf in the bedroom, but it's the Seven Deadly Sins. It's St. Thomas Aquinas, but it's not written by St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, it's a good cliff note. I like that one.
I can probably put that in the description when we finish up here. Let's see. Brooke says, good for you for bucking the system. I fought our school on masks, and 2 days later, they ended all masks at the entire school. That's awesome, Brooke. Go you. Woohoo! That's awesome. Yeah, it has to do with, we have the fight. Ryan, do you want to comment on the fact that you don't see men fighting?
Sure. So
Because you've been watching a lot of these videos.
anytime I see footage of a PTA meeting, and regardless of what the subject is, most of it's about, parents going in there raising hell because the teachers are, um, you know, pushing racial ideology on them, pretty much telling them if you're white, you're evil, or they're doing the transing them. They're pushing sexual ideology,
Mm-hmm.
and the parents are going in raising all hell, and 99% of the footage I see, and the people in the background at these meetings, it's all women. Where the heck are all the dang fathers?
I don't know. I mean, are there fathers on here?
It's kind of a big deal if, for some of the stuff that's been going on in these schools, take the dang day off of work and go fight for your kid and stop letting your wife do it all for you, because that's what I keep seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, good on these women for getting in there and
Well, yeah.
raising hell and,
Yeah.
and lighting a fire under them, but I don't see enough men doing it. That's all. I started. It's just some observation I started having. I was just like, where the hell are the dads?
Yeah. So just a thought. Okay, we're gonna keep going. But Brooke, that's awesome that you got those masks mandates dropped, because seeing children, and if you guys end up watching Ryan's video, leave a comment and let him know that that you came over from this video, because it's just it was such a touching video, and it's just heartbreaking what we've done to our children. Just putting the first time my kids wore a mask was to go on the airplane, and it was heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it looks like there's some talk here that, okay, let's see here. Is Ryan going to upload to other streaming sites?
No.
Yeah,
No,
probably
that's
not.
that's just more work than I'd want to do.
So Ryan's channel is called Reclaiming the Sword. If you type it into YouTube, it's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't think Ryan will ever monetize this, probably, so it doesn't really matter. But so far, it's been fine. If you
get these
a warning.
gigantic subscribers and all these dang views, and I can quit my job, and I can give Uncle Sam the middle finger and just walk out because I'm going to be making millions of dollars, then yeah, sure. But no, I don't. Honestly, I don't. Everything that I do because the Holy Spirit has guided me to give me the words to say. Yeah. And if a few people get something out of it, then I've done the work I've needed to do. That's it.
I could probably upload his last 3 or 4, the ones that are really good. I could probably put those on what's the other channel, you guys? Not BitChute. The one that's green. The one I never use. Anyway, there is yeah. So we could think about doing that. But so far YouTube doesn't care because he's so tiny. Let's see. Michael says hello. Corey says some Catholic churches are like a disco service. Ew. You're baptized coming from Southern Baptist. Okay. It's so interesting how many converts are Baptists, Southern Baptists. And so, man, I'd love to hear your conversion story. Corey, have you thought about joining the community? Because anyone who is either Catholic or, working their way towards Catholicism is totally welcome. It's just, I didn't want a bunch of Protestants joining that weren't ready to embrace Catholicism, because it's about being a Catholic wife and mother. You're welcome, John. Diego says, pray that Roe versus Wade is overturned. Yes. Kelly says, where's the link for community? Is it different than Patreon? Oh, yes. The community is way different than Patreon. The community it's kind of like a social media group in and of itself, but you can, there's all the different categories related to my bucket system. But, so we talk about God, self-care, kids, husband, marriage, I'm looking at my thing, homeschooling or schooling in general, homemaking, meals. We do live Zoom calls together. You can privately, I've been trying to help people, if one person's I'm a farmer's wife, then I'm oh, this other person's also a farmer's wife, and trying to connect people who have similar interests in life situations. There's a roll call, so you can go in there and find other people in your state. So it's a really cool place. If you guys are in the community, again, maybe pop in and just say why you like it. But it's way different than Patreon. It's very, very interactive with me and the other women in there. And someone just had her baby. Tiffany just had her baby on Monday. And it was so fun because she did a birth announcement. We all went in there and said congratulations. It's so fun. Okay, so Bree says, I want to say thank you. Your video on Protestants missing books from their Bible started my journey home. Oh my goodness, your entire family entered the church this Easter. Bree,
Yeah.
that is so exciting.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. The Holy Spirit is amazing. Catherine says, it is heartbreaking what we have done to our society. Yes, it is. Diego says, I live in Tennessee. The masks are gone. That's beautiful. Let's just pray. Like, the question that Ryan poses at the end of his video is like, but what are you going to do if they come back?
Mhm.
Like, are you going to comply? Like, I heard Patrick Coffin recently say that he thinks that if 3% of people just didn't comply, they would never be able to do this. Like, if 3% of parents sent their kids to school saying, no, you're not going to mask them. If 3% of people got on airplanes and... Are you fidgety?
I was fidgeting and it reflected in my
Do you want to
face.
go? You don't have to stay.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, Davis says he just subscribed. Yay! Thanks, guys. Rumble, that was it. Eventually, I'll try to get some of Ryan's videos on Rumble. Yeah. So Catherine said they live in Georgia and noticed yesterday that the mask mandate for riding the commuter buses from the suburbs to the city is gone. I'm happy to see that. That's probably because that judge put the stop to it, but the federal government's trying to fight back to get the masks back on public transportation. So I need to put a link to this real fast. Let me put a link to the community. It's community.whatlauralikes.com, but let me just put it in here. And it's $5 a month, or this is the last day to get it for $50 for the whole year. There we go. Hopefully that will work for you guys. Let's see. So that's how you get into the community. Did it link up? Let me know if that link works. And yeah. Let's see. Diego says, I have visit right now. My family's here from Mexico. Oh, that's so fun, Diego. Yeah, and Catherine's saying, if masks come back, do not comply. Let's see. Google account. Oh, hi. Steph of 8. Tell me your name again. Thoughts on Religious Freedom Act exemption the Satanic Temple is trying to use to make satanic ritual abortions legal because they're a religious ritual. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you have thoughts?
There's actually, and I haven't gotten the book yet, but I listened to a lot of these guys' interviews. This guy named Zachary King, who used to be a Satanist, and that's what he used to do, was ritually assist in abortions. And his book,
you tell me that?
yeah, his book is called Abortion is a Satanic Sacrament. Very eye-opening interviews. I haven't read the book yet because I can't get a copy, but...
What's his name? We can type it in.
Zachary King. Yeah, for as far as religious freedom, that's a bunch of baloney because they are anti-religious. They literally invert everything about religion. So it's a bunch of baloney. But politicians and court jesters are a bunch of cowards, so they're just probably going to give them what they want. But
crazy.
This is what happens. This is why slippery slope arguments work, because that's what you get.
Oh, and did you want to talk about the Satan clubs in school and make sure everyone's aware of that? Or
yeah, that's what's been popping up all over the country. There was one county that I know of or a school district that actually told the Satanists to kick rocks.
From Florida?
I don't know where it was.
It
probably was. But yeah, no, they use this religious freedom baloney to set up because there's Christian clubs and whatnot at schools, after school clubs for Christians, and they say, well, we want to have a Satan club, religious freedom, but at the same time they'll argue that, well, we really don't believe in Satan. He's just a mythical figure. Oh, well, then it's not a religion.
Yeah, right. I was watching
there's a few different kinds. There's the ones that think that it's just a make-believe mythical thing like Harry Potter, which, then again, it's still quite not, because you're still doing Satan's work, whether you believe it or not. And then there's the ones who believe Satan is real, and they worship Satan. So
like that
you have two different
guy.
kinds of them. The Church of Satan are the ones who are like, no, he's just a mystical figure. But at the same time,
they have a
They're also liars because they work for the the father of lies. So don't believe a word they say when they say, we don't really believe in Satan. We just want to have people come and hang out, have the kids hang out, and learn about respecting each other, and we're going to learn about science. They're full of it. They're full of it. Sooner or later, they're going to be giving them drugs and showing them porn. Guaranteed.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I'm probably going to get another warning from YouTube. But anyway.
You won't get a warning.
We'll see. So let's see. Victoria says it surprised me how many places still require masks outside of on post. Where we live, masks have been gone for a long, long time. So is post still requiring them, Victoria, where you are? I can't remember like if we've talked about this before. And said hello. Let's see. Diego says, I know some guys who have received like 4 vaccines and still wearing masks. Yeah, I mean that's the problem with our society is people like you said don't want to die, and it's so funny because that's like the one thing that all humans like know for sure will happen in their life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not excited to die, but when it's time, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's go, because this is like just like this is our valley of tears. We're on a pilgrimage.
I think I'll be mostly okay with it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we don't have to suffer anymore.
An untimely death, I'd be mostly okay with. A timely one, I'd be totally fine.
Oh, okay. You're not quite there with the untimely. I mean, what does it mean by timely, though? We can have a whole philosophical question on what timely means.
I'm an old fart.
Oh, okay. You want to become old? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Make sure you like this video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Go visit Ryan's video, Reclaiming the Sword, and subscribe. We're going to wrap up here in a few minutes because I'm sure the kids are like, come on. Francis from India. Hi, Gospel. Hi, Francis. Sorry, I should have said that. I mask because I have comorbidities. Well,
you've had them. Sorry, but you've had them for a long time. It makes no difference whether you had them now or 5 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah. I would look into the actual like the science behind the masks and try to look up these doctors or they're being silenced because I wouldn't want you to like actually hurt yourself by wearing a mask. Anyway, just a thought. Let's see. Would you guys ever move to an international Catholic community? I think we should build them. What do you mean by, intentional Catholic community? Yes. Yes, we would. There's one going on in Texas, and I tried to get Ryan's friend Oliver to build one in Oklahoma, and I guess he never really took to the idea.
He's been giving all his money away anyway.
I know. But it would have been so cool to have one in Oklahoma, because that's like an untapped resource. But, yeah, I think that intentional Catholic communities are really cool. The one in Florida, or the one in Texas, though, I think I'm assuming it's all bought out by now. But, yeah, they weren't, like, I don't know. We want more land than that. But I do think they're just a really cool community. And I know there's, like, one in Florida. Let's see. A couple more things, then we're going to go. Father Ripperger. I'm saying it wrong again. Ripperger. Ripperger. Oh my gosh.
Everyone keeps calling me Father Ripperger.
Right?
Ripperger. She got me his book, and when I read it, I hear his voice.
I got him the book Dominion, which is all about spiritual warfare. It's just like a huge thing. But, yeah, so that's the funniest. Ripperger. Anyway, it's so funny. His impressions. Let's see. Victoria says, yeah, they do for non-vaccinated, but we're getting a new garrison commander today, so I'm really praying he's Catholic and changes that. Is there a way he's Catholic? I mean, Catholics and military are few and far between, but let's pray that he drops that nonsense. Victoria, what? Oh, you don't have to tell us what base you're on. That's like private stuff. But I just, like, I wouldn't be wearing a mask personally if it was for the unvaccinated, because you have to have someone actually be willing to walk up to you and tell you, are you vaccinated or not? Like, if the commissary said, like, at one point here, the library was like, masks are no longer required unless you're unvaccinated. Well, I'm unvaccinated. I just went in, and they all smiled and looked at me with, like, assuming I was vaccinated, or just didn't care to enforce it. So if that was the case,
They asked me for my papers.
Who?
The library, when I went in for you.
No, but that was when I'm talking about masks. I'm not talking about when they were doing 2G, 3G BS. Yeah. No, I'm talking about just masking. They're not going to bother you about a mask. I would just not wear one. That was me. Let's see. Haley says, I love the Holy Face devotion. I don't think I've ever really looked into the Holy Face devotion. You guys need something? Do you need something, Neil? What's that?
How much longer are you going to be doing that video?
About 5 minutes. What's up? Do you need something?
Okay, is it okay if we go outside?
Yeah. Yeah. He's getting so old. All right, let's see. Let's see. Victoria wants to move to Texas. Let's see. Anyway, be Catholic and charitable about wearing masks. I probably am close to you in so many other ideas about life. Thank you. Lindsay says Madonna House, Ontario is a beautiful lay Catholic community. Ooh, that sounds nice. Stuff I've ate. So tell me your first name. Was it like going to SSPX often? Oh man.
It's like going to church.
It's amazing.
But, it's not in Norvisoto.
Yeah. I mean, the SSPX
everything's more uplifting up to heaven instead of what I feel like is the opposite. So. Yeah,
so Ryan made a good point that like when you go to a Latin Mass, like everything is like pointed upward. Like you see even Jesus, like the statue they put up for Easter, he's like pointing up. But like, there's a high altar and the priest and everybody are facing east and it's just like everything goes up. And the prayers go up and the incense goes up and the candles go up and it's really beautiful. And it feels like sometimes at Norvis Ordo and even that kind of cool video on YouTube where they remove the veil. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be called that. But it's like everything's coming down. Like the angels are coming down and heaven comes down and it's like it just feels better. I mean, I know we're not supposed to base our things on feelings, but it's like everything goes up and it's just really, really lovely. And there's really no difference between the SSPX and other traditional Latin Masses. They're all the same. So it's 1962 rite. Yeah. There's so many misconceptions about the SSPX. And it's just, if you want to understand them more, go listen to the Crisis in the Church podcast. It's very theologically heavy. These guys are really smart. They're really smart. So it kind of hurts your head a little bit, but it's really good. Let's see. Emily says, I love it too. If every Catholic would pray it, we could end this tyranny. All right, so I'm going to have a look into this Holy Face of Jesus prayer, you guys. Intentional Catholic, I think they were talking about intentional Catholic communities. So like Catholic communities that are built around a church. So like in Europe here, the communities were built around churches. Like it's really cool, so it's like there's a church in the center, a cathedral usually, or some kind of church if it's a smaller town. And then everything circles out around the church. Like on our way to Mass, we drive through all these little towns and there's these pretty large churches everywhere. It's pretty cool. And in America, it's like the churches are usually on the outskirt of town. They're not in the center. And even in our little town where we live here, there's a Protestant church in the middle of town. And we hear its bells and things. It's nice. I wish it was Catholic, but I can't figure out how to get to like a Catholic church just to like that's unlocked, just so I can go to like adoration. Let's see here. Anything else we need to respond to?
No.
Where are the intentional Catholics located in Texas? Oh, I can't remember. Type in Catholic community Texas. It's brand new. Pray for Ukraine and Russia. Yes, for sure. Almost our whole airfield is Catholic. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. It's wonderful. My husband's command is almost completely Catholic. It's crazy. Did they require everybody to get the vaccine though? I don't wear one except in the hospital. Oh yeah. I think we still have to wear ours in the hospital as well. Let's see. Hey, Alex, I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm sorry that something hurts. Laura, I can send you info. Thank you, Haley. Once our true living God, Jesus Christ, is coming down as a king. That's true. He is at some point. Podcast on Spotify. I think so. And Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan, I'm going to write that down. I know you told me before. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Well, I think that's about everything. That was pretty chatty. Let me look at my notes, but I think that covered a lot of things that I wanted to talk about today. I'm really happy that you guys all joined me. It's been like almost an hour we've been hanging out on here.
Yeah.
Make sure, again, that you like the video. It looks like there's, 31 people right now. That's cool. And next week I may or may not have a YouTube video. I don't know. The community is kind of my focus right now. But before we go, let's say an Ave Maria. Let's say an Ave Maria for an end to abortion and for an end to the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. Nome Patris, Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena Dominus tecum. Benedicta tu mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Jesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen.
Nome Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Probably I should let you leave that. Sorry
That's
about
your
that.
show.
Anyway, you guys, have a very blessed rest of your day. I hope you're still enjoying the Easter season. We're still in Eastertide, so don't forget. And I really hope you join the community if you're a Catholic woman or planning on becoming Catholic and you are either in the vocation of marriage or you've discerned that someday you will be getting married. Then that is the community for you. I'd love to see you there. All right, bye guys. You gonna say bye?
Smile.